Hello everyone and welcome back to the Cars Desire YouTube channel, and this week we've been testing a very special car, and it's not just any old Range Rover, it's the SVR, specially produced by Special Vehicle Operations. Now join us in the rest of this video as we take a tour and do a detailed review of what this SVR is really like. Now I'm going to start this SVR review by talking about its main feature, which is of course the engine. Now underneath all this glorious looking presented plastic is a 5-litre supercharged V8 engine which produces a whopping 575 brake horsepower. Now all that power means that this really heavy and large four-wheel drive off-road vehicle can get to 0 to 62 miles per hour in 4.5 seconds, which is of course incredible, and will go all the way up to a shattering speed of 176 miles per hour. And that's really impressive, as many cars are restricted to 155 with limiters, but not this SVR. Now of course, with this amount of power on offer and being heavy and four-wheel drive, you're never going to have great fuel economy, as the claim is only 18.9. But if you're buying this type of car, then that isn't going to be a priority. But what makes up for this is having the large fuel tank, which enables you to do just over 400 miles on the tank. Now this SVR Range Rover Sport certainly has great and purposeful sporty looks. In this Estoril blue metallic paint, which is a no-cost option by the way, it looks absolutely stunning and demands attention wherever it goes. Now whether it's the paint they see, the big wheels, or whether they just hear that gurgling 5-litre V8 soundtrack from about 10 miles away, but it certainly grabs their attention. And with our particular optional 22-inch wheels, which upgraded over the standard 21, in the gloss black give a really nice contrast to the rich and lush blue paintwork. And of course with all the black detailing such as the air vents on the side, on the bonnet, and the two-tone roof, which incorporates a panoramic roof from this particular model, which is also a non-cost option, it certainly looks great. Now coming round to the rear 3/4 and into the back, the looks continue to be fantastic, as you've got quad integrated exhaust pipes and a large SVR logo, and once again more blacked out plastic, and the sportier and lower bumpers and this huge roof spoiler. It certainly looks absolutely amazing, and you can definitely tell that this isn't just any old Range Rover Sport, it's the SVR. Now the back seats of the SVR are equally as purposeful and as nice space to spend time in, as they've still continued to have the SVR badging and the contrast in the colours with the Alcantara and the two-tone leather on this particular model. It certainly looks great, and it's also a really nice and light place to be thanks to the ebony coloured interior and this panoramic sunroof, which as I mentioned is a non-cost option on the SVR. And of course it's still relatively practical being a Range Rover, as there's very little transmission hump, so the person that gets the middle seat has still got space to put their feet, which is great. And worth mentioning whilst we're here is the quality of the carpets in this Range Rover Sport SVR, absolutely excellent in the front and in the back. Now with the sports seats, your view is restricted ever so slightly, however it's not too bad at all, and with the colour and the SVR badging up front, it's a very nice view out the front of the car. And of course we've got some premium features back here as well, such as dual zone climate control and a couple of USB ports, and this all lights up when the car isn't in operation as well, so allowing you to customise your needs to the back seat passengers. And we've got centre armrest with a little bit of storage here. Now let's go and have a look at the boot of the Range Rover Sport SVR. Now it does also have hands-free opening, which allows you to just kick your foot underneath the back bumper, and it does rise up as well, which is great if you've got your hands full. Now once the boot opens, you may be thinking that's a very high load area to be able to load heavy items in, but being with the air suspension you can just press a button and the whole rear end of the car drops down quite considerably. Now in the back, the premium feel continues with nice metal grab tie down handles and a very premium feeling parcel shelf with silver trim up there as well. And underneath, as there isn't any spare wheel, you could still store some more storage down there if you really need to. So let me show you how to fold the seats down and to reveal the very big load space that this car has on offer. So it's simply just this lever here, and you just pull it and it flops down. Go around the other side, do the same, and there we are. It's pretty much flat, so if there's anything you can't get in there, then I think you're a bit unlucky, because I don't think anything wouldn't fit in there. It really is cavernous. Now just before I take you up front, let me just show you one awesome feature here, which is this blind spot warning display here, which shows you a visual warning if a car is approaching in the blind spot and the person in the rear seats attempts to open the rear door. So if your child is about to open their rear door, not only will it protect them from obviously getting injured, but it will also stop your SVR from getting written off, which is a great feature. Now, getting into the Range Rover Sport SVR is a great experience, with the seals that overlap right underneath here, so your trousers and your legs do not get dirty no matter how much off-roading this SVR has been, as of course it's a great off-roader. Now once you get in over these metal tread plates, you are introduced to a gorgeous looking cabin, especially in this light interior with the no cost option panoramic roof as well, and it just certainly feels fresh and modern. Yet with the SVR badging on here and on the seats and on the steering wheel and the thick 10:2 positioning, it certainly feels like a bit more than your standard Range Rover. But storage is no different to a normal Range Rover, which is fantastic. There's a couple of cup holders underneath this storage, underneath this cover here, and we've got a central cubby which is extremely deep, and there's a couple of USBs, twin glove box, one at the top with a 12-volt socket and another one at the bottom which is pretty large, and the door bins also have door bins here, and also this retractable small bit here so you can put pens or maybe some sweets or something like that. But the best button in the house is of course the start stop engine button, which unleashes the 5-litre V8. Doesn't that just sound lovely? And if you put the exhaust button on and you take your foot off the accelerator, the car will pop and gurgle and it sounds absolutely immense. Just a shame that with the speed limits in this country you can't exploit that incredible performance this car has on offer to its very maximum. But the technology on offer is also fantastic, with the car's functions split equally between the two screens. As a lower screen here does your climate control, your seat heating and everything like that, and your car and your train response as well. And the SVR comes with train response too, which adds the automatic function, which allows the car to best choose which mode it thinks it likes to be in best. And of course you've got off-road settings on there as well, because this is a Range Rover and you can go through high amounts of water, so you don't lose any of the off-road ability, you just get the added performance as well. Out on the road, the Range Rover Sport SE are really impressive. It darts off the line with utter urgency, and before you know it, you're doing speeds that you shouldn't be doing on our roads. But at the same time, it can be a really relaxing cruiser with comfortable seats and yeah, just luxurious experience that you'd expect from the Range Rover badge, of course. Around the corners, it does impress. Of course, there's a little bit of body roll given the the off-road credentials and the ride height of the vehicle, but it really handles very well and probably much better than you might think. So then, what's my final verdict on this Range Rover Sport SVR? Well, to be honest with you, nothing really comes close. as that 5-litre V8 engine is an absolute delight, and that exhaust note, as you've heard, is absolutely incredible, and the driving experience on offer is second to none as well. And of course, when it looks as good as this, you really can't go wrong. Well, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it and also found it informative at the same time. Please don't forget to like and also subscribe to the channel, as that really does help, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.